Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are playing around with some new items that I either picked up myself or I received in my January subscription boxes. And we're gonna see what they are all about, including, we're gonna retry the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. This is all of a sudden going viral on TikTok almost 10 months after it was released. We're gonna play around with all the new items as well as see what the hype is on the Laura Mercier foundation. But before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications, new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you wanna see how I got this look and how all the new items perform, just keep watching. This release from Tarte, I got it in the mail like 2-3 days ago. When I saw it, I had to purchase it. And to be honest, I've decluttered, I think, all of my Tarte eyeshadow palettes. I have a bunch of their other products in my collection, but I just grew out of love with their eyeshadow palettes. But when I saw this, and it is a face palette. This is the Eye and Cheek palette, the Maracuja Juicy. First off, the packaging is super cute. I love just the sky with the pink tones. I think that's supposed to be the sky. It's really pretty though. And then inside you have eyeshadows, you have a contour, and you have 2 cheek shades. There are 3 different tones. So there was light, medium, and dark. I went with, I want to say I went with more of like the medium tone. It also doesn't tell me like the shade of my contour. It just says contour. Now the shades of the eyeshadows: tans, kind of a burgundy and brown, and then a bunch of different shimmers, which I'm really excited to play around with. They do look very creamy in the pan. We'll obviously swatch them because I want to see what they look like before I put them on my face. As well as this looks like something that if I'm running to the gym and don't want to come home and change before I go to work, and I just want to get ready at the gym, this is something that I think I could take with me and alleviate having to grab a shadow palette, cheeks, and a bronzer. I would just have to grab a highlighter and then foundation and the rest of it. So let me go ahead and swatch this. Oh, also the cream shades have a little plastic cover, which we've been seeing a lot from Natasha Denona, Patrick Ta. There's a bunch of other brands that are doing the same thing, and Tarte is doing that in this palette, which I appreciate because no one wants their powders fluffed into their cream products. So let me go ahead, swatch this, and see what they're all about. Okay, you guys, these swatches. The matte shades swatched pretty good. I will say Peachy Beige didn't swatch completely like where I put my finger and drug it down. It kind of swatched there, but I've said it before in previous videos, swatches aren't everything and how they blend and perform. And now looking at some of the shimmers, when I looked at them, they look like they're gonna be super creamy. You do have to kind of get in there a little bit to get some of the color, and it's still swatched beautifully. I'm really excited to see how they look on my eyes with the matte shades. The color story is really pretty, and it is definitely something that I can wear to work. So I'm intrigued to see, especially jumping into the cream blushes. So let me go ahead, wash these swatches off, prime my eyes, and we will dive into this palette. Okay, you guys, eyes are primed, and I think I want to jump into this shade. First shade to use is Iris, and the names are above them if you're interested. There is a like nice hefty mirror in here. I'm just gonna go in with my fluffy crease brush. When I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, I would like to pick that up and try it out. I haven't used Tarte shadows in a long time, like I said. And even like my holiday releases that I had from them, I think I decluttered last year. Not the most recent declutter, but the one prior to that. I think I decluttered, it was like an octagonal shade with a pineapple, or maybe it was 2 decluttered. I don't remember when I decluttered it. It just wasn't this year. And I was like, oh, they've probably reformulated. A lot of brands have, you know, let's give them another shot. And the color story is definitely something that I gravitate to for work. To a really pretty shade. It's a good base shade, and I feel like it's something that I could definitely, as long as I don't like build it too much, would be a beautiful base for work. But like I said, I have other products in my collection, especially right now, and I have it on my desk because I want to use it today. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. This is one of the shimmer ones in Rosy Mauve. We're going to use this today for lips. Like, they just make the lips so juicy and smooth and shiny. I'm going to go into the shade Desert Rose. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the brown or the burgundy, but I think I want to use the burgundy only because I'm not going to be able to use that one for work. But I think I can use the brown for work for sure. I kind of blended out to nothing though. Like, where did you go? We will go in with my compacted smudge brush to build it up. Sometimes it just depends on the brush that you're using, on just how it turns out and the depth. But you guys, I also, I needed to replace my Tarte Timeless Smoothing. I had tried to buy it on Ulta and pick it up in store. None of the stores had it. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm ordering this palette, I might as well purchase from Tarte. And I also had, so they have a rewards program on their site. And I purchased through them a couple times. So I had points that would be like dollars off. I was like, you know what, I might as well just purchase both of them and then use some of my reward points. So that was actually really nice to have that. Not all sites do that, but I appreciate the ones that do. Okay, so we built that up a little bit. I am going to go back into Iris just on the outside. Guys, I think this is going to be my last pre-recorded video. Well, so this week at work is going to be really busy, and today is Sunday. When you see this, probably will not be Sunday. But I'm trying to pre-record some things because I have to go to Michigan for Grandma's memorial. But today I need to like get some things done as far as like packing because the week is going to be chaotic. Okay, now looking at the shades for shimmers, I'm thinking I'm going to go into this pink shade Cherry Blossom. I absolutely love cherry blossoms. The first time I really got to see them was in Japan, and they are stunning. They're absolutely breathtaking. There'll be some that are white, some will be pink. It just depends on where you're at. And that was the cool thing about my house here in Virginia, the one that I'm renting out now. Right outside Grandma's window was a cherry blossom tree. And she would love waking up to seeing the white flowers outside her window. She was like, I thought they were supposed to be pink. And I was like, so I looked up information for her and I told her, I was like, they can be white, they can be pink, just there's so many different variations. She absolutely loved when they flowered in the spring. She's like, it didn't last that long. And I was like, I know, but it looks like it snowed on the ground. But there are some things I gotta do this today. I need to actually bring my suitcase upstairs, which is gonna put Sochu in a tizzy. She's gonna try and pack herself in my suitcase. But I leave on Wednesday to drive to Michigan. And then the memorial is on Saturday. So I'll be staying with my aunt and uncle that live there. Now, you guys, this foundation is not new. It is viral all over TikTok. I don't even know. It's been out for a couple months and I was like, is there a new foundation that I didn't know about? Did Laura Mercier drop a new foundation? No, you guys, this is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I used this on my channel already a couple months ago. Actually, I can look to see when did I use it. It is all over TikTok, like everywhere. I was like, oh my goodness, how did I miss a new release? Because I get emails, I watch Trend Mood. It's not new, you guys, but it is like new all over TikTok. Where's my search? I'm gonna take Wi-Fi off because apparently it doesn't want to work. Okay, you guys, I can't find it. I don't know if I must not have put it in the title, but I know this has been around for a couple months. So we're gonna use this. And then I also, from my January subscription unboxing, got the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer again, the Magic Touch. So we're going to use these. And then, you know, there's just things to use. Also, I'm just going to stay on screen for it because I also have the contour in the Tarte palette. All right, so I'm going to go in with my little Rare Beauty. This is the Always an Optimist Pore Diffusing Primer. I got the little sample size at Sephora. I used this yesterday, and I was like, okay, I need to finish this up, and if I still like love it at the end of it, I can buy a big size of it. I don't know that it replaces my Tarte Timeless, but it is good just for like a regular primer. Okay, you guys, I got ahead of myself. I completely forgot to do this eye, but adding the primer and then doing my eye was fine because sometimes it just needs to like soak into your skin and let it dry down. All right, so the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have mine in the shade 4C0 Chestnut. I know it is a little bit darker based off of like when I tan, and I haven't tanned in a couple days. So the one thing that I do use is my Huda Beauty, what is it, the Cherry Blossom? That setting powder will actually lighten it down a little bit. Why does it look so messy? So gross. I don't usually have to like sit and clean my foundation bottles, but apparently I need to. And I did not go in with a lot on this, but like apparently I need to. It is not the right shade. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I could probably start buying like my shades when I'm not completely tan, because I just don't go and tan all the time. Like, it's not too bad. It will tone down when I put powder on. But it's just, it definitely smoothed, and especially with that primer, like my pores are usually like the worst area, and even with concealer and powder, like those will just tone down. It just covers everything, you guys, and it makes my skin, like, it's shiny now, and I am an oily gal. This is perfect for like winter for me. But once it's powdered, it looks flawless. But TikTok did have me freaking out that I missed a like makeup release, because I'm like, I've been really good about like trying to have stuff purchased and be able to like review it and all that stuff. Make sure to get into the hairline, because the hairline will tell if you are not the perfect shade match. I look crazy. It's also like, we're not done yet, you guys. All right, before I do my concealer, I like to do my contour bronzer, especially when they're cream. When they're powder, that all gets done at the end. But we also have blush. All right, so we're gonna go into this little cream contour right here. And unfortunately, I don't know the shade, but I'm really hoping it is the right shade. I'm just gonna tap in and see. Okay, well, tapping in gently does not seem to want to work. Alright, so contour, no contour. Not a bad shade. I think it's only fitting that if I do a cream contour and cream blush, that I also do a cream bronzer. We're just going to use the Say Sun Melt. So I know this palette from Tarte is available on their website. I don't know if Sephora is going to have it. When I looked on Tarte, like looked up Tarte on Sephora the other day, it wasn't there. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like an Ulta exclusive, or because so that's the one thing, when Tarte ended up going from Ulta and Sephora, they started to do exclusive things at one or the other. Certain concealers are only sold at Ulta, Certain powders are only sold at Sephora. Just kind of like evening out the competition. I don't necessarily like it. If I'm trying to find two different things and they're, let's be honest, if I'm looking for something for Tarte, and I don't frequently purchase Tarte, it's mostly like the Tarte Timeless that I purchase the most. I'm going to order that online if I can't get it in store. And if I'm trying to find two things and one sold at Ulta and one sold at Sephora, I'm just buying it from the Tarte website. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's annoying. I don't like going into stores as it is, let alone like going into the mall to go to Sephora. I only do that if I have like a return. I like Ulta because it is a freestanding store and I don't have to like fight the crowds at the mall. As a kid, I loved the mall. I was a mall rat. As a teenager, like we'd all go and hang out. We'd go get Sbarro's pizza. I grew up in Florida, so we had Barney's, and I would go get their Santa's White Christmas coffee. Like, that was a whole thing. But as an adult, I do not like the mall at all. And actually, there's one here, and it's usually because there's like a bunch of kids, and sometimes they get dropped off, and their parents are like not around. MacArthur Mall, there's a rule. You have to be 18 or up in order to be there. If you are under 18 years old, your parents have to be with you, even to go to the movie theater. I'm not opposed to it. Okay, for concealer, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch in shade 6. And if I remember correctly, I didn't need a lot. It is kind of a thicker concealer, but I didn't hate it. It was just the wrong shade. This is a much better shade match. The other one was so ghostly white because I was so fair. That looks really nice under my eye. Also, it's not new. It's just an updated shade range for me. That is why I like my subscription boxes, because I get stuff in my subscription boxes that I'm like, oh, I need to repurchase that. And then I don't, and then I receive it for free. Well, not free. I pay like 30 bucks for my subscription box, but I'm like, I don't have to go repurchase it. All right, so I do need to do my blush. We have these two. So I have a peach and a pink. Let me go ahead and swatch these. Literally the names. Peach, pink. They actually feel like kind of like slippy. So I'm kind of glad that I haven't set my face, because I feel like they need to be put on and then powdered. So I am going to use, I'm going to use a peach shade. Actually, I'm going to use the pink because I feel like my foundation today is a little bit deeper. So it is a little bit deeper. So we're going to use pink, but it does tone down with powder, so. It's a really pretty shade, and I am just trying to build it up a little bit because I know when I put powder on, it will tone down a little bit, but I don't want it to like make it disappear either. That is really pretty. Let me grab my powder. All right, so the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. It's the pink shade that will just tone everything down. Oh, look at how like just it even smoothed out right through there. Just the difference. So nice and glowy, and I can still kind of see my pores, but my pores have like vanished. Not disappointed. The one thing, because the formula is kind of liquidy, it will like sink into my lines, and I didn't put Tarte Timeless on with this primer, so I gotta go smooth them back out because I showed emotion. And like that, they're gone. Now I have not powdered this area. We're going to do it and compare it before I do the other side. All right, so powdered, and it is toned down. This side is still shiny and kind of intense, and it's showing some of my texture, whereas this side is just so smooth. All right, we're gonna make it disappear. For those that have never seen my channel before, I am 39 years old. Skin is not perfect. It has slowly started to change. I say slowly. I have complaints, but it's okay. We're just gonna fix it with makeup. And then the one thing I'll do is I'll go and sweep everything away, make sure that I don't have excess in any of the crevices. So I don't want to be looking all powdery and cakey later. But that's also what setting spray is for. You guys, I found the cutest earrings on Etsy. If you could see them from the side, and you were probably wondering what they are. No, they're not like actual, what is it? I had the word from earlier. Like clothespins? Safety pins. They're safety pins. But in high school, we would literally put safety pins into our ears and wear them like earrings. These are so cute. I found them on Etsy. They do have little like rhinestones in the clasp. I grew up in that generation where safety pins were earrings, and they were all over your jacket or your backpack, or you had patches and safety pin to your backpack. That was definitely a thing. So when I saw these on Etsy, I was like, oh, they're so cute. I'll have to link the shop that I found them at. They're so adorable. And I want to say they were only like $10 or $15. I think they're so cute. And it makes me reminisce on high school. Some moments are good and some moments are bad, but you just enjoy the ones that were good. All right, we are gonna finish off this eye look. I will say though, the shimmer is pretty. It's just, I have some shimmers that are just oomph, like they just have the shade and like the shimmer. I could wear this to work. It's not like super in your face like some of the other shimmers that I have. It's good for work because it's not super glittery and sparkly, but it's not my favorite shimmer palette. All right, so for under the eyes, I'm not gonna do the burgundy like all the way under. I'm gonna go into Iris, Desert Rose, and Iris is gonna go the entire length, and then Desert Rose is just gonna go in the outer corner, as I usually do. I am a creature of habit when it comes to my shadows. Sometimes I play around. You guys, I also have no idea what to pack for Michigan. Like, I know what I'm wearing to my grandma's memorial, and I was not like in any capacity to be talking about it when I did like my life update and explaining what had happened. It's getting easier to talk about, but it's still not like, I still have my moments. But the one thing when grandma would talk to myself and when grandma would talk to me or my cousin, who is also helping me plan everything, she always said that she didn't want her memorial to be sad. She wants it to be a celebration of life. She wants no crying, which is not going to be easy, but we've already done our playlist. And now I'm going into Desert Rose, and that's just going to get placed in the outer corner. And then for food, we decided that we're going to do our favorites. And grandma loved a burger with extra pickle, no ketchup. So we're doing little sliders. And she loved onion rings. I could get her fries and she liked the crispy ones and she would pick them out, but she loved onion rings. Well, her favorites, and that was the thing, is like we would try different burgers, and her favorite place for a burger was Wendy's. The downside is they do not sell onion rings, but Sonic does, and it's not too far down the road. Well, she didn't realize when I would go and get her a burger and onion rings that I was going to 2 different restaurants. So we were out and about. We had gone and gotten our nails done. It was the last time we went and got our nails done. And you guys, I did my manicure in the favorite way. She didn't always like how I did my nails. She likes the natural like ballet pink slipper. And that's what she had on her nails the last time we went. But I got the chrome on top. And she was like, ooh, I want to do that. And I was like, we can do it. And she's like, no, not today. Next time. So I did them for her memorial. Okay, guys, I think I got myself composed. So I did my nails the way she would want them. But after we were done getting our nails done, she was like, I'm kind of hungry. I said, what do you want to eat? And she's like, can we do a burger? And I was like, sure, absolutely. I was like, do you want anything besides a burger? And she's like, I really want onion rings. And I was like, okay, we can do that. And she's like, Wendy's doesn't sell onion rings. I was like, I know. Where do you think I've been getting onion rings from? And she's like, I don't know. I just know that you show up with a burger and onion rings. And I was like, so I guess you're going to find out my secret. And she was like, all right, how do you get onion rings from Wendy's? And I was like, I don't. So we went to Wendy's and we got her a burger. I said, do you want to eat it now? She's like, no, I'll eat them when we have onion rings. And I was like, all right, cool. So I drive around the corner. And so like where we go for our nails is a place called Hilltop in Virginia Beach. And there's literally a Wendy's right down the road. And then if you go back and then turn left, there's a Sonic. We did that. And she was like, you do this every time? I said, no, by our house. They're literally on the same road. And she's like, you do this every time? I was like, I do. If you say I want onion rings and a burger, I'm gonna get you a burger from Wendy's because I know it's your favorite, and I'm gonna get you onion rings. And she's like, I didn't know you went through all this trouble. I was like, you only have a burger and onion rings once in a while. Usually it's just, I want a burger. And she's like, oh. I was like, I can stop. And I do the order ahead. Both Sonic and Wendy's have apps. So I do the order ahead. And before anyone says, well, you could just grab up. Sure, I could. But if I'm out and about, I might as well just stop and grab it myself. I've tried the like build an order for it. First off, if you try and order a burger on Sonic, it doesn't give me the option in the app to like remove things off of it. But I also know like her favorites. So that day she was like, I can't believe you do this every time. I said, okay, is it gonna stop you from ordering a burger and onion rings? She's like, no, I really like them. I was like, that's fine. Like, and I will continue to go and get you a burger and onion rings from Wendy's and Sonic. But for the food at the memorial, we decided to get things that she loved and enjoyed, which was burgers, onion rings, and a dark chocolate chunk chocolate chip cookie. So those 3 things I can remember. I don't know what else. My cousin did a lot of those things and planning, found the location. By the time you guys see this, it will have already passed. So there's a place in Michigan called Henderson Castle. And all right, before I get further, okay, so I've got my benefit cookie. I don't think I have a Tarte highlighter. Not that I've kept. So I'm gonna put this into my inner corner and my brow bone. But in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, Henderson Castle is as close as you're gonna get to a castle. But it's beautiful. It's up on a hill, and every time we pass it heading towards the city, I say city, it's downtown Kalamazoo. It's not like New York City but it's not like a one-stop like kind of like town either. But every time we pass it, Grandma's like, oh, there's Henderson Castle. And they did over time turn it into a bed and breakfast. And they do host events there. And when my cousin and I were talking about everything and like where we wanted to have the memorial, and she had told us, she's like, I do not want a funeral home. I don't want it to be a reminder that I'm gone and it's sad. Literally, she told us she wanted a kegger. And I think I've talked about this in the past. We decided we're not doing a kegger. There will be a bar, people can have drinks, whatever. but we're not going to be in a backyard. It's January in Michigan. We're just hoping that the snow like stays away for that weekend. But when we called to see about availability, we were really surprised, and they had availability in January. And they told us the date, and we're like, that would be perfect. Every single time we were all together and out and about, like we always, like anytime we passed it, oh, there's Henderson Castle. And it is beautiful, but it was absolutely one of her favorite places. And we always talked about like going and grabbing dinner there or whatever. And it just seemed like we never got around to doing it. But my cousin and I thought it would be fitting that a place that she talked about so frequently, we would go and celebrate her there. So I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know how many people. But we wanted to do everything that she would want. And we've been doing her playlist on Spotify. I created it one day randomly because the one thing she said is she wanted the song Spirit in the Sky played, which the other day on my way to work, that was the first song played, and I was like, she's with me right now. All right, I need to do brows. We're gonna fill it in with the Benefit Precisely Mine. And then I have the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. I will come back for, actually, I'll come back for mascara. I have the Nabla Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo. And then the Iconic London, what is this? The Enrich and Elevate Eyeliner. So it's dual ended. We unboxed this in my January subscription unboxing. So let me go do my brows and liner, and I'll be back for mascara and lips. Okay, you guys, I did do my liner off camera. Both of these were in my January subscription box. The Nabla Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo. This was so creamy, and I like that it actually has where you can twist it up. Some people don't like that, especially if, you know, maybe they have something wrong with their eye or whatever. You can use a sharpener to take off the current tip of it and start fresh, or just like take a knife and cut that off. Some people like the ones where you actually have to do the entire pencil. I don't mind these. Now, with the liquid liner that I did from Iconic London, first off, it's dual ended, so you have a felt tip on this side that is just the classic, is what they call it, and then this one, which is very fine. I like the classic. It's how I did my wing, but the fine tip is like super bendy, and actually I started to have issues with it bleeding, so I ended up having to make my liner a little bit thicker, so the fine tip was pointless. I don't know if it'll bleed on anyone else. Let me know if you've tried this and it does the same thing for you. I'm not a huge fan of liners that bleed, especially in like my crease, like my lines and stuff on my eyelids. It's not cute. I just want my eyeliner to go on, stay put, and just not move. So we'll see. I will try it again and just use the classic tip, not the fine tip, because like I can see right here where it's like bled out. Oh, it's just so aggravating. You put in like all that precise work and then it just goes and just like, never mind. I did already curl my lashes. This is the Lash Step mascara. It's got an interesting component with the little twisty bends. And this is in the shade Midnight. I love a good black mascara. I want to say this said it was supposed to be like a volumizing. All right, so that is the spoolie. It looks very like spiky. Let's see. I have also never seen this mascara before or heard of this brand until my subscription box. I want to say it was in my glam bag. Okay, so I think this is more of like a lengthening mascara. I don't think it's volumizing. It did just like make them very thin and long. And then I even got it on my like lid up here. It's fine, I'll fix that. They are very spidery. Very spidery, you guys. Oh Oh, it's like all over. I can get messy, but like, oh, this is like so messy. I'm not a fan. We're gonna use it because I don't have anywhere else. Well, I have to run a couple errands, but nothing too crazy. I am not a fan of mascaras that make my lashes look like spiders. I don't know that I'll be keeping this. Let me fix this. Just wait for it to dry, grab a spoolie, and you can just flake it off. Easy day. All right. And then of course the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. I have mine in the shade Rosy Mauve Shimmer Glass. It's not the only shade that I have, but it's the one that I grabbed. And it's the one that has like the silver glitter in it. So pretty and juicy on the lips. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. I have some thoughts. So for the palette from Tarte, the Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek palette, I like the color story and I think it'll be beautiful for work and every day. I think the contour shade might have been a little lighter because of how deep my foundation was. But like I said, you know, I'm going to play around with it more. I do love this blush. It was really pretty. I think the peach would have been too light for my skin today with my foundation color being a little bit darker than it needed to be. But thankfully with the Huda Beauty setting powder and Cherry Blossom Cake, toned it down, made it match. The matte shades in here are beautiful. Like I said, the shimmers aren't as shimmery as I would like in a shimmer shade. But for work, where I can't wear lots of glitter and like blinginess, it'll suffice. This is why I haven't purchased a lot of Tarte eyeshadow palettes. I have other palettes that I love the shimmers in more. I know that's a horrible thing to say. I'm just a shimmer type of gal. You might have a different opinion. Let me know if you do. Did you pick up any of the 3 palettes? Because there are 3 different shades. Do you like the shimmer shades? Do you like the eyeshadow palette? What do you think of the cream products? I'm intrigued. Let me know in the comments. You guys, this foundation from Laura Mercier, like I said, it's not new. It's just newly viral on TikTok. It has been out for some months. And I think my skin looks really nice with it on. With the Rare Beauty Primer, this foundation, and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. Those are the main things I have, as well as the Huda Beauty setting powder. And that powder just helps like smooth everything out, make it look flawless. You no longer saw my pores, because when this hadn't been set, I'm not gonna wear it like that. I have to set my foundation and everything because I'm oily and it's gonna push through later on and it would just come off because it's not set. Those as a combination on top of this beautiful foundation, perfect. So let me know your thoughts. Have you tried out this foundation? Were you surprised to see it viral on TikTok all of a sudden, like, what is it, almost a year later? I want to say it was like 9 or 10 months ago that they released it. It was a while ago. Let me know. I'm interested. I want to know your opinion and like, how did it all of a sudden become viral? It's a beautiful foundation though. As for the liner and mascara is probably gonna get, I don't like my lashes the way they are right now. Like, they're just so spidery. I don't like it. I'm probably gonna get rid of it. But the liners, I am gonna try out the Iconic London one again, and the one from Nabla will definitely be used. I'm just hoping that this is waterproof and stays in the waterline where I put it, and we'll see. I will definitely recheck my makeup before I take it off tonight. I think that is everything. And I'm glad I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the right shade now, and I didn't have to go and spend full price on it. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to hit a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.